Hello, I'm Food Daniel. Here are my predictions for the IWFL games to be played on June 6th. Houston Energy at the San Antonio Regulators. Well, Houston Energy, they're 4-0. They scored 127 points. They've only allowed 12. While the San Antonio Regulators, well, they're at the top of the affiliate division standings at 2-2. They've scored 70. They've given up 60. So San Antonio's just fine, but Houston is dominant. Gruesome win by Houston. Gruesome. Colorado Springs Voodoo at the Colorado Freeze. Colorado Freeze 1-3 as an affiliate team. Colorado Springs Voodoo 0-2 as a regular full schedule team. Let's see. Have they played each other this year? Let me just take a quick scan down the schedule here. I'm doing it quickly because I know that you don't like watching me staring at a screen, especially a screen that you yourself can't see. Oh, there it is. See? Yeah. Okay, well, I don't see they played each other, but I suppose I'll pick the Freeze. Yeah. I'll predict the Freeze to win. I can't say about how many touchdowns because, again, I don't know much about either team. Okay, Wisconsin Warriors, the Madison Blaze. Madison ought to win this one, no problem. That's so bizarre, to say that Wisconsin will get beaten, no problem. But look at Wisconsin, 0-5. They've been outscored 206-7 on the season. While Madison, despite last week's loss to Minnesota, a prediction that I bullseyed, yes, Madison still 5-1. Outscored their opponents by almost a 2-1 margin. Never thought I'd say it, but gruesome win for Madison over the Wisconsin Warriors. Yes. Iowa Crush at the Nebraska Stampede. I like the Stampede. They're nice to me. They played the Iowa Crush in Week 2 in Iowa and defeated them 28-0. For the season, Nebraska's 3-2, Iowa's 2-4. Nebraska has outscored opponents 105-44. Iowa Crush, even at 2-4, they've scored 122 points and given up 122 points. So they're better than 2-4 indicates. Even so, yeah, I expect Nebraska to win this game. I'll say by 2 to 3 touchdowns. It'll be a little closer than the first matchup. Yes. Okay, the game I'll be attending in Carson City, Nevada. It's my Central Valley Mustangs from Modesto playing at the Nevada Storm in some hot 6-on-6 action. Okay, the Mustangs, their first ever game was going to be played last week in Ventura against Ventura Black Widows, but the Black Widows had to forfeit like 2 or 3 days before. Yeah, that's a shame. But no sweat, they'll travel to Nevada. Now the Mustangs, they have a small roster. I suppose they could have played 8s, but nobody really seriously thought about that. It'll be 6s. Nevada, they have enough to play 11s. They do play 11s. So Nevada definitely has the roster edge. But we'll see if Central Valley doesn't have a surprise for him. Yes. I got to predict somebody. Well, I love Nevada Storm. They're always nice to me. Especially when I go visit them. But the Central Valley Mustangs, they're my team. I go to practice, so I'm predicting the Mustangs are going to win. You watch. Yes. Okay, New York Sharks, the Montreal Blitz. Hey, the Blitz are great, but New York Sharks, they're exceptional, they are. New York Sharks are exceptional. I mean, any team that can hold the passion, only 1 touchdown, they're exceptional in this league. Let's see, the 2 teams did meet in Week 3, a very exciting game that the Sharks won in New York, 26-19. So Montreal, yeah, I guess they're closer than I thought. I'd forgotten about that game. But I still expect the Sharks to win, and I'll say it'll be by 2 touchdowns or less. Be a close game, but New York will win. Connecticut Wreckers at the Philadelphia Firebirds. Gruesome win for the Firebirds. I know the Wreckers, they forfeited last week's game in Montreal. I hope they don't forfeit this one. You never like to see a team forfeit. Okay, here's an unusual game. In the affiliates division, the Detroit Pride at the Maine Rebels. That's right, the Detroit team is traveling all the way to Maine. That's pretty cool. That is cool that Detroit will go all that way. Well, barring massive roster attrition for the long road trip. Detroit ought to win this one handily. I mean, Maine, they're 0-5. They haven't scored a single point all season. Detroit, 2-2. And they've been outscored 153-43. You figure it out. But, yeah, Detroit will win this one. Probably by 4 or 5 touchdowns. Hope I'm wrong, though. I hope Maine makes a good show of it. I like the Maine Rebels. Okay, Toledo Rain at the Pittsburgh Passion. This will be a good, solid win for the Passion, no question about it. How is Toledo doing? They're 2-4. Been outscored 152-100. While the Passion are the Passion. Gruesome win for the Passion. Yes. Baltimore Nighthawks, the Washington Prodigy. Nighthawks are a middle-of-the-pack team, 2-3, outscored 111-77. While the Prodigy, 0-5, outscored 127-15. So, hard not to predict. Baltimore will win this game. Won't be gruesome, though. I'll say by 3 to 4 touchdowns. Knoxville Lightning at the Carolina Queens. Well, Lightning, they're at the bottom of the affiliates division, 0-6. Been outscored 261 to 26. While the Carolina Queens at the top of their division, 5-1. They've outscored opponents 94-40. So they don't score many points. They don't give up many points neither. Carolina will win this one handily by 4 or 5 touchdowns. Here's a game that's fairly interesting. California Quake at the North County Stars. Okay, for those of you in the eastern U.S., California Quake, they play in Downey, which is part of the L.A. area. While the North County Stars, despite the name North County, they play in Carlsbad, which is just north of San Diego. So they're the southernmost north anything you've ever heard. Well, these are two, not particularly good teams, but again, that can result in good matchups. Quake are 1-5, Stars are 0-5. Quake have been outscored 226-40. Stars been outscored 195-14. This could be a good, fun game. And I'm going to predict it's going to be the surprise squeaker game. I'm going to predict North County will win this game by a touchdown or less. 1 touchdown or less. Yes. Then there's something bizarre. Remember earlier I said the Colorado Springs Voodoo were playing at the Colorado Freeze? Well, the schedule also shows the Rocky Mountain Thundercats are playing at the Colorado Freeze as well. The schedule for June 5. I don't know if you can see this. No, hell no, you can't. Look at that. Colorado Freeze. And then down here, there's a Colorado Freeze again. Goofy. Goofy, silly, stupid. Oh, well. Okay. Assuming that the Thundercats are playing the Freeze, how'd they do against each other? In Week 6, the Thundercats beat them at the Thundercats home field 18-6. Which isn't bad. It's not a bad game. Anything else? Yes, in Week 2, the Thundercats beat the Freeze home game 21-0. Which, again, by semi-pro standards, is a close game. So I think I'd rather see a Thundercats Freeze game than a Voodoo Freeze game, because I think Thundercats Freeze would be closer. And if that game happens, I'd expect the Thundercats to win by 2 to 3 touchdowns. Unusual. And that completes my predictions for the IWFL games to be played. It says weekend of June 5, is that right? Yeah, it says weekend of June 5. It's June 6th. June 5. Games for June 6th. Thank you.